Welcome to TerryWilson3.com.
This is the Terry Wilson, really?
Hey, Tony, this is Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com. How are you?
You personally are calling me back.
Get ready to discover, develop, and monetize your skills and talents with Terry Wilson.
Hey, Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson, and you are in the TW3 studios here at TerryWilson3.com. Yes, we're back. We're large. We're in charge. And we're trying to figure out where to put this table. Did you guys get it settled?
It's settled now. It's fixed. It's where it needs to be.
To be a fly on the wall in this place right before this starts, it's amazing.
Everyone would be disappointed. That is true.
Everyone would be like, how does these fools make money doing this? It's just not fair. There's no justice in the world. Well, tonight we're talking about how to build a career around your life rather than building a life around your career. One of the things I've noticed as I've gotten a little older is I'm so appreciative of the fact that my career fits my lifestyle, and it didn't happen overnight, but I have worked toward a means to where I can have a career that fits what I want to do rather than me trying to fit in a job and then trying to fill in the gaps of personal time afterwards. It's a wonderful reward, and I think everyone should get to experience it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight as we get in. One quick note, you're going to notice Miss Lindsay is missing in action tonight. Apparently, she had an accident with some CBD oil.
OD.
She
Rip. Can I get a rip Lindsay in the chat real quick?
Yeah. So we do know we want to wish Lindsay a speedy recovery and she's feeling a little bit under the weather, and was trying her best to be up to podcast shape before we started tonight, and it just didn't happen. So we want to tell her we're thinking about her, praying for her health and wellness as quick as possible, and can't wait till she gets back in. But you're in for a special treat tonight on the cameras. I've got both of the boys, Reagan and River, in the house. How are you guys doing?
This is really how you just define treat, I guess, because
trick or treat.
It could equally be either.
It's going to be a treat.
You're not seeing double. That's my two oldest sons. If we had Israel in here, we'd have all the Wilson men in the house.
That's true.
So
we don't bring Izzy out for a reason, though, because then everybody else just looks bad. True.
He's the best one.
It's like, how is that a product of these three?
He's the best looking one in the whole bunch.
It's not even close.
So anyway, Reagan, what have you got?
Let's see here. So we're going to be doing some giveaways later today.
All right.
And by today, I mean like an hour from now. So it's not that far
or less.
Yeah, maybe less. So go ahead and share our podcast with the hashtag TW3Podcast386. We're going to select somebody at the end of the show to win a free copy of Terry's book, the You Are Worth More book. If you want to buy this book, you can go to youareworthmorebook.com. You can also buy your tickets to our conference that's coming up. You can get that at, let's see here, worthmoreconference.com.
Worthmoreconference.com, and you want to be there for sure.
Right. Make sure you send in your shout outs in the chat. On the topic of the chat, make sure everything is positive, clean. No cursing and whatnot. So let's just treat it like we're at a family reunion and you don't want to disappoint your parents.
Well, let's treat it better than that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's treat it better than a family reunion.
100%.
We got a couple shout outs already coming in, and Bam Bam wants us to say hey to David Johnson, Brandon, Lee, Pamela, Christopher, Octavio, and Leroy. So shout out to all of you guys and coming on with Bam Bam from the left coast. So I know you're in for a treat to have him and working with him. He's a good guy. We like Bam Bam, even though he is a drummer, right?
No, it's one of the highlights of every conference that we have is I get to talk to Ron.
Oh, I know.
I get to sort of riff on some drum stuff, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's real cool. If you've got questions, go ahead and send them in. We're actually going to do the questions up front in this particular show. Normally we wait toward the end, but we're going to start hitting your questions up front in segment 2. I'm going to get into tonight a training that talks about how to insulate yourself from burnout, because let's face it, burnout's going to happen from time to time, even when you enjoy what you do. So there's ways and strategies we can work together with on how to insulate yourself from that, how to create a business around your passion, there are some monetization schedules that we show you here at TW3 that you literally can do what you love to do and get paid for it. It's a wonderful thing when you can find a way and a strategy to do exactly what you feel most called to do in the world and get paid for it. I mean, that is when, a job is no longer a job. It's a career. It's a passion. It's a thing that you get up every day looking forward to. And we're going to talk about how to find purpose and meaning, and that will motivate you when we get into that. So, but that's coming up in segment 3. Segment 2 will be answering your questions. So go ahead and get those in right now. I do want to make a special announcement to our members that are on tonight. If you have ever thought about coming to midweek training, if you sell TW3, now this training on Wednesday night is going to be exclusively for those who are selling TW3. However, for you guys that have other coaching packages and informational products, you'll want to be on there as well, because there is a strategy, Reagan, that I started using last week. I hadn't even talked to you about it because we've been going and coming, but I think the business really took off when I developed that strategy of how to use one of our softwares as a WYSIWYG, which is a short acronym for what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And for people that can't code, how to use some of the software that we have to create HTML code and then paste it over into an ad board. And that simple little hack has done so much for so many people of driving traffic and showing them how they can, really start automating, a traffic funnel and creating a funnel. What I'm going to show Wednesday night is going to supersede that.
So you're saying people should probably come?
I'm telling you, if you're complaining about, I need higher quality prospects, and you're not there Wednesday night, I'm going to laugh at you. Because I'm telling you, because I don't do anything and I don't release anything to the membership until I've tested it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to close on 3, maybe even 4 elite packages before the end of the week.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody I'm talking to with this strategy is top shelf people. Okay. And there's some reasoning behind that. But for you guys that sell TW3, sell other coaching packages, sell other informational packages, I'm just telling you, be there on Wednesday night. It's going to be well worth the effort, so you'll want to be there. So get your questions in, get your shout outs in. We'll be announcing those and everything, and we'll be back right after this. If you've ever listened to my podcast, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Earners are learners, and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you do have to grow to the next level. And growth happens by the people you hang around and listen to the most. Seth Godin says you're the sum total of 5 people you hang around the most. And that is why you need to go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free audiobook just to try out the services. Here's the deal. Over 70,000 different authors from every type of genre that you could think of. Go over there, pick one that you like, something that's going to inform you, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to illustrate what you need to do next. Try out the service. If you don't like the service, cancel it, and you get to keep that free audiobook. But you're going to love the service, and I promise you, if you will commit yourself to listening and learning from those who have gone where you want to go, you can go there also. So go to terrywilson3.com/free book today. Try out the service and get a free audiobook just for trying it out. terrywilson3.com/free book. Have you ever tried a work from home business? If you have, you may be like several others. Matter of fact, 98% of people, according to Forbes magazine, who've tried and failed. Why? Well, there's several reasons, but the main reason is because most home-based businesses have no means, method, or mechanism for you to get in front of people who need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you offer. See, the unique thing about TerryWilson3.com is we put you in a position where if you can simply answer a phone, read a script, you can make money. And I'm not talking about going and selling pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. I'm talking about selling something that every business, everyone who has a product, good, or service needs. And that is a lead generation marketing system. But here's the cool thing. You never cold call. You never have to recruit your friends, family, and foes. You simply take a call, read a script. Want more information? Go to terrywilson3.com/call center right now to get more information. That's terrywilson3.com/call center.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
I don't know about you, but I'm actually only interested in selling to my friends, family, and foes. That's like the only market I'm. No.
I think I'm the only one in modern times that uses the term foes,
Yeah.
but it alliterates with the rest.
I wish I had some foes.
Well, we all do.
Like, it's always made Batman cooler to have like an arch nemesis and stuff. Everybody like that's really cool has somebody that's like their polar opposite. I kind of want that.
So what we're saying is, if you were Superman and you were in TW3, you wouldn't have to recruit Lex Luthor, nor would you have to recruit
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane,
Yeah. This is true.
or your aunt from Kansas.
You remember her name?
I don't, Aunt Betty, but
You're
that's his friends, family, and foes,
fake
and so
Superman
he
fan.
wouldn't have to if he was a member of TW3.
Fake Superman fan. All right. We're about to start taking some questions here. We've got a couple queued up here from that was sent in from email. Also want to remind you guys to share the podcast, TW3 Podcast 386. We're going to be going over those. So you want to get that in early because the earlier you send it, sooner you are to,
Get your questions.
get your questions and stuff.
Yep.
Alrighty. So let's see here. Our first question. This is a really good question too.
All right.
I now see why you recommended it.
This one came through email, so
Right. Yeah. It's from one of our.
I just forwarded it to you.
Yeah. I recently partnered with an agency, partners in quotes. While I certainly see potential in life insurance and financial products that we offer, I don't know that I see any value added with partnering with this particular company, as they also follow a multi-level marketing aspect in their business model, which will definitely be zapping the commission on the front end. A sale as a trainee will only make 30% of the commission on a contract sold. Of course, this amount increases as you recruit new prospective agents. I am definitely interested in true independence as an agent and in the market. Because I am a hard charger, I have already obtained my license for life only in the great state of Texas within 3 weeks of being recruited. Any recommendations or advice before I let them get their claws sunk in too deep to back out without causing additional damage with appointing insurance providers due to the agency agreement that I've already signed?
Yeah, so that's a great question. To put that in English for a lot of people that are not inside of the insurance world, once you sign a contract with a particular insurance company, while you're free to go and sell insurance for other people, that particular company, that IMO or that FMO or that agency represents will have a contract where you can't get appointed with the company they represent maybe 6 months to a year, and sometimes even longer than that. So he's doing great by asking those type of questions on the front end. And so if you have, and I know this is insurance season and a lot of people are asking about getting appointed with different agencies and what I recommend, and I appreciate those questions. I would tell you, if you've got an agency that's starting you out at 25, 30%, that's trash, first and foremost. Most people don't understand that street level commissions on most term and whole life products are going to be anywhere in the 80 to 120%. So what that means is if you're Joe Schmo off the street and you call Mutual of Omaha and say, I want to sell insurance.
You said 120%, 80 to 120?
Yeah, the way that works, and I'm glad you're asking these
So I was
questions.
like, how do you make 120%
Great
commission on
question,
something?
because you're asking what most people would ask if they're not in that world. Listen, the way insurance companies pay you is on the annualized premiums, right? So if I pay, so if you're paying $100 a month premium, that means the annualized premium is $1,200.
Okay.
If you get paid 100% commission on that particular product, that means that first year of premiums, 100% of it goes to you.
Oh, okay.
So 100% of everything they paid goes to you. If you get 120%, that means 120% of $1,200 goes to you. Now, for people that are not in insurance, they go, how in the world can they afford to do that? Because there's absolutely no profit.
Yeah.
For they're paying out everything that they bring in. Well, they're only doing it for the first year, or 120% the first year and a month or two.
Right.
Because in the long term, that person's going to be paying on that.
Right. If they keep that deal for 10 years or whatever.
10 years.
Yeah.
And you, as the producer, are only getting 1 to 5%, depending on your contract, in what's called trails. So at the end of that, you're only getting, let's say if it was 5%, you're only getting 5% of $1,200 annualized premium, which means you're getting $60.
Gotcha.
So that's how, insurance, and so a little dirty little secret, people, when we first started this business, they're like, well, there's no way Terry can afford to do this because, dude, he's paying out 85% commissions on
Our package. and
on
stuff.
our packages. So
Yep.
if you sell a $997 training package, he's giving the producer what is the commissions on that?
I don't know the
$750?
percent. Yeah, I was about to say
It's
in the
75%, $750 plus if you're an elite member. But I'm looking long term over that business,
Right.
that they're going to be paying that monthly admin fee of hosting and stuff. So I'm looking long game, and I'm incentivizing people because they need to make money up front on the short game. And so I've modeled a lot of the way we do TW3 after
Good insurance.
good insurance plans. So with that gentleman, I would tell him, number one, I would definitely, because I think I know the company that's probably, because they are sort of like an MLM.
Yeah, he gave some.
And I don't want to
points here.
mention their name, but
Don't do the workaround.
yeah, I'm trying to figure
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, I'm just not going to do it. It's not worth it because I don't want to throw shade at anybody, and,
Right.
and God love them. But I'm just saying there is a lot better opportunity. And here's the other thing. He's right. The dirty little secrets about that company and a lot of other MLMs, okay, is this. They use people for their warm market. They say, okay, I need your project 100. What does that mean? I need you to write a list down of all the people you go to church with, all the people you went to school with, all the people in your friends, family, and foes. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go out and present this insurance with you. This will be your training. I'm going to train you. And then you're going to, instead of getting 60%, you're going to get 30%.
Mm.
Okay. So they're basically buying leads from you.
Right.
And the thing that all MLMs and most insurance, let's be honest, it's been my experience, they are very strong on telling you how great this particular plan is, this product is, this Bobo Berry or this Term Life or whatever the product is.
Personally love my insurance Bobo Berry plan.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's harvested, in the rainforest by pink unicorns only on Tuesday.
Well, of course. It doesn't-
and that's
it's not
why
ripe any other day.
That's right. And that's why they have to charge a premium.
Yeah.
They're really big on that. But here's where they're anemic. How do you sell it? How do you get in front of people without being that guy,
Yeah.
that's constantly pestering people? And that's the huge value proposition we have in our business. The very product we sell is a lead generation marketing tool. So we tell you right up front, don't call your friends, family, and foes.
Right.
Don't even talk to people that you know. Keep your friends your friends. Keep your world separate. And I, unfortunately, this, in the last 5 or 6 years, we've exploded. So everybody I know is coming to me like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm always like,
Meth.
Yeah.
I broke bad, man. You seen, I'm like Walter White, but no, but it's just, I've got the opposite where I've got people just, and that's fine. I work with people I know, but what I'll do is I'll refer them to one of our
Refer to
trainers.
someone else. Yeah.
Because I'll let them know. I said, you don't want me as a trainer.
Right.
I'm the worst trainer in the business, but we've got some great ones. But that's a great bit. So I would tell the guy just to end it up, and I hope he's on tonight if he don't have to reveal himself. But if you're on tonight,
You just shoot him the video through the email.
I'll shoot this video to you. But if you don't know who to, we've got some RMPs for our Plus members that if you come on, that will get you 100 to 120%. And you're like, great. And then on top of that, not only are you going to have the best commission out there, or at least street level, you're going to have a product and training on how to sell it.
Right.
So you don't have to go out there and bug everyone.
Right.
And so that's what I would tell him. It's a great question. What else you got there, Mr. Reagan? And we got a bunch of people. See here, I made the mistake with that. And Karen says she's made that same mistake. So people know. Absolutely. And got a bunch of shout outs and stuff like that. Marcy's in the house tonight. Said buy a term, invest the rest. That little A.O. Williams advice there. That's right. And Gary, he's got a question. But I'm just waiting on you.
I didn't realize you were
I'm
waiting on
buying
me.
time until you.
Me and River are both like, should I ask the question?
Or am I supposed to ask the question?
No. So this next question is a good question. We get it a lot. If I'm interested in getting going, how much do I have to invest?
Great question. It really comes down to your income goals it comes down to your budget and what you can afford. If you can't afford anything, here's what I would tell you. Start at our just sales rep level. Here's the pros and cons of that. It doesn't cost you anything, but you're going to have to do a ton of grunt work. You got to spend a lot more time, and you got to do some cold calling. Whereas our trainers, because they have the very system that they're training on as well as selling, they don't have to cold call because they've got a system that drives leads into them. So there's a trade-off. What do you have more of? Time, energy, and effort, and stick-to-itiveness, if I can say that? Or do you have a little bit of money to invest? And when I say a little bit, you can get our basic package financed for like around $39. And through one of and if you go through PayPal, I think they've got the 6-month no interest, no payments. I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat room if I'm wrong, because some of you guys that use PayPal would know that better than I. But, that's the better, stronger way if you can afford it. Now, we never recommend it if you're coming to me. I had a guy that came through our call center today, and his email was, I really need something right now. I need to make money right now. I've got my rent's due in 2 weeks. I'm desperate, and I want to get this plus package. Now, what do you think I told him?
First, change your email. We'll sell my mother for anything.
I told him, go get a job. Let me get him an hourly and salary job, because to be a plus, that's an entrepreneurial event, and there's inherent risk. And if you don't have the financial ability to, I'm not going to, because his stress level is not going to be my stress.
Right.
And so not that I'm trying. And here's the thing. We've got some of our top producers came to me like that. And then they went and they got Uber, they got truck brokering, they got some of these other opportunities. They started making money, and then they started this on the side as they started getting out. And now they're doing this full time and they're making tons of money. That's the way to do it.
Well, see, what you're saying, a lot of people use this as like a side hustle until it can be the main hustle.
Right.
The mistake would be, I don't have any finances
at all.
And this is going to be my main hustle, nothing else. And it's like, if you're, because we do have people that come in first month, make bank,
right?
Like, that's fantastic. We love that for you, but at the same time, that's not the norm.
It's not guaranteed either.
And like, a lot of people aren't natural salesmen. A lot of people aren't naturally tech inclined. So there's just a lot of things you got to learn. Give yourself the time to do it.
And the other thing is, psychologically, if you're under stress, it's very difficult to learn under that pressure. You guys know it, and probably go to school with kids that smart kids, but then you put a test in front of them, they go stupid on you. Why? Because it's the stress of the test.
Yep.
Well, this is the same thing. You don't want to be under stress, and all of a sudden, I got to learn how to do this. And if I don't make this,
That's the ongoing joke between Alicia and I, because she's really good at math, naturally inclined. I'm awful at math, but I always go into a test with the perspective of, if I fail, I fail. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
And we test about the same, because it's like all of her smarts, but then
Are
it's backed up by like
her.
all her stress, and then all of my, I'm a dumb, I'm an idiot, is made up for my, I don't really care. So.
Exactly. What other questions you got, Reagan?
Do most people doing this business form a corporation / LLC?
No, not most people. Some people do. It depends on how far along. I think you need to grow into that. I'm not saying you need to do that expense right up front. It is smart to do that eventually, but it's not something that's necessary to do on the front end.
Cool. I'll go ahead and ask this one now. If you're having issues with the volume, I've gotten a couple of people that are saying the volume's a little low.
Volume of
I'm assuming the podcast. We got one or two that had said that. I don't know if your levels are good.
No, our levels are straight up.
Okay.
We're minus 10 dB, and so in broadcasting, that's as loud as you can go before
blaring out. Essentially. Gotcha. Just want to run that by you. What level should one enroll at to generate leads for the insurance business? It's a fantastic question.
Oh, that's a great question. You got to be at least at the plus level. If you can afford to do the elite level, you'll be very well served. Because there's at the plus level, you're taught how to generate leads for the insurance business. But the deal is, if you don't sell that insurance, it's difficult to make money without selling the insurance. At the elite level, you're taught the exact same thing, plus how to monetize that lead generation outside of selling the insurance. So if you don't sell them insurance, there's other ways that you can make money off of that traffic that you generated. And so, it's just a matter, if you can afford the elite level, you're well served to do that and recommended. And there's some other earning opportunities that would be within the financial insurance planning sphere that you would get at the elite level that you wouldn't at the plus level. So, but you can grow and you can upgrade. So if it's a thing where, well, right now I don't have that to invest, then come in at the plus level, learn that, start making some money, generating some leads, maybe selling some TW3 on the side to make extra money if you want.
Yep.
And then upgrade later on.
And in your opinion, what's the fastest way to start making money with TW3?
Well, the fastest way, and it sounds self-serving, and I say it all the time, but there's a logical reason for it. The fastest, easiest way to make money with us is to first sell our system.
Yep.
Now, as well as I do, what's the criticism?
Criticism is this is just a system to resell the system. This is basically a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme.
Right.
It's an MLM with Terry's name on it.
So you get that all the time, which is just factually not true.
Right.
For multiple reasons. But the reason we say sell the system first is because to generate leads, you've got to have scripts, ad copy, sales funnels, different things that you need to be able to build to do. Because it's our business and we're all on the same page, at least at that level, we say we're going to show you how to resell our system as a strategy to base everything else off, like a template.
Right.
And then once you learn how to build funnels, once you learn how to drive traffic, now we interviewed someone last week that made, what was it? $143,000 is what Chris made in 10 months. He hasn't sold one package, not one TW3 package.
Crazy.
And we've got several, and what makes him a unicorn, unique, is most of the guys that are like that get in our system, start using it for their own business, you never hear from. Which is over half our business.
Yeah.
You do renewals, right? Mm-hmm. And you'll see all those renewals come in, and do you ever see them on the live podcast?
No.
It's like, where are these people?
Right.
And so that's the big misnomer. Most people think, well, it's just it's just we start you there because it's the easiest way to teach you how to generate leads, to do different things, so that you can take that knowledge and apply it to other
Well,
things.
that's the other thing is when you're reselling the system, you're kind of always coming back because you have to send them through us. And then there's like an approval process and agree to the terms. And so there's just like communication between us and the client.
You're always
us and you.
interacting with us.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, we have these normal names that we're used to seeing. But for the people, half the business, there's really no reason to
We
go
never
back
hear
and forth.
from them.
Because they're just using the training. Even if they're not setting up a blog, there's really no reason to send a ticket. So
Right.
Yeah.
They're using the training. They're using some of the tools to do their own thing. And so, they're out there and making it happen. So good stuff. What else you got, bud?
If you average out your producers, how long does it typically take to start generating income?
Yeah, great question. So what I would tell you on that is also look at our FAQ, terrywilson3.com/FAQ. But on average, once you complete steps 1 through 4, and you start doing step 5, which is driving the leads, once that happens, you're 2 weeks out from making your first sale. Now, how long does it take you to go from step 1 through 4? Some people, 2 days.
Depending on the person.
Some people, 2 months. One guy I know that I love to death, a year.
Yep.
It's all, and you say, well, for you non-TW3 and like, what is this? What we do is we got a systematic way that says go in and set up your website, set up your blog, get set up with a merchant account, set your sales funnel up, start generating leads with these different techniques. We've got a step-by-step process, and then you got to do all that to start seeing results. But that's what starts bringing the people. And then once you do that, it's just taking the money from there. But you got to get there and learn how to qualify that. And so company-wide, on the aggregate, it's usually 4 to 5 weeks before people see their first. But, that's absolutely no guarantee. There's people you'll hear on this podcast that made $10,000 in their first week. There's people that you can probably hear on tonight that has been with me a month or two and haven't made their first sale. Okay. So it's just all over the map. But on average, the ones that are reselling the system, that's what we see.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Got our next question. Dan, go ahead and send us in a ticket, and I can actually resend that for you. Just saw that come in. Oh, this is a great question. How much are the booster leads, quote unquote booster, because that's what we call them, and where do these leads come from, and how qualified are they? So it would be good to sort of explain what a booster lead is.
So a booster lead is basically us doing the marketing that we teach you how to do.
Yep.
Steps 1 through 5 is how we generate a booster lead.
Which, just for all clarification, we actually recommend all the time. Don't order a booster.
Do it yourself.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper to do it yourself.
More, you get more for your money essentially. And
but why do we offer the booster leads?
Because some people, they want to come in, they don't want to have to set it up. They don't want to have to do a funnel. They don't want to have to do any of that. They just want leads to start coming in immediately.
I got people all the time, and it's sort of my generation and up that is of this mindset, and I'm probably there. Just put me in front of the right person, and I'll sell. I don't even want to crack the laptop open, Terry. Just send me leads. And for them, I say, okay, learn the system and just buy your leads. We'll send them to you. And
which the thing was, even from our like very top producers, for the longest time, we actually only, like the people that were selling the most were really only ordering booster leads. That's all they were doing. I don't know if you remember that. That was when I first came on, that everybody was just buying booster
all
the time. And so what we redid was some of our training on it. And then we also implemented some new things with our software. It makes it a little bit easier to build funnels and whatnot. Right. And now I don't. When's the last time Gary's ordered a booster lead? Like
we very rarely.
Yeah.
We'll sell maybe one every 2 weeks now.
Yeah, something like that. Whereas it was like 14 a day or something
14 a day at one time,
which is pretty stressful.
Yeah. So but here's the thing: if you're there and you're saying, "Hey, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not getting any traffic. I'm trying to do this, but it's still not getting up to speed with me right now," then I say, don't make perfect the enemy of good. Get in front of people as quick as possible. And if that means buying a booster lead, then buy a booster lead for all intents and purposes. Just get going, because you're not going to make money. And as well, they don't. But one of my favorite people to watch and listen to is Mark Cuban. That doesn't mean I necessarily agree with everything.
You agree with everything he stands for. Everything he says is just a repeat of what you believe, right?
No.
Right.
No, not at all. That's opposite of what but I do like.
So just
him.
so I'm understanding, everything he says is what you would like. I'm just messing with you.
You're going to make me say it. And I did not want to get into what I agree and disagree, but let's leave it at that. But he's got some opinions in other areas that are not business that I don't agree with.
Sure.
Politics. But anyway, I saw a video of him before Shark Tank that came out, and they were interviewing him. And this is back before he was polished, before all the makeup and the teeth done. And
before he knew how to speak on camera as well.
And he was just raw honest.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you've done this, and he's already made some money, but he's already doing this other business and he's making money. He had like 5 or 6 businesses. And they said, what's the key? How are you making money in all of this? And some of it was tech stuff that he was selling to, of course, Yahoo for billions of dollars. But some of it, he says, I have one skill set that always makes me successful in every business I've ever done, even when I first started selling trash bags door to door. And I said, what is it? I know how to get in front of people. I know how to generate my own leads. And I was like, I am going to take that.
I like this guy.
But it's true. The minute I learned how to generate my own leads is when my insurance business took off.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to watch people like Chris was talking last week, man. He was struggling in his financial business. He came to TW3. He learned how to generate leads for his own business. And now he's made 100. That's the key. That's the secret sauce.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that most people don't think about either. It's because why is McDonald's such a successful business? And even take it further, more specifically, why is Chick-fil-A such a successful business?
Because there's people walking through the door.
Look at where they build their business.
Yeah.
They know their values, and they build their businesses in Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas. There's a reason there's only one in Canada right now. They're just now building one in New York.
And they just built one in the UK.
Yeah, so it's they know their market. They know the people they're getting in front of.
They know how to qualify their leads.
Yep.
They know where their value proposition is respected. I mean, it's just like me when I was using that voice broadcast dialer. If I was marketing in the Northeast, I didn't use my own voice.
It's probably smart.
I went to Fiverr. I found me a Yankee.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just joking for you guys. But I would write the script, and then I would do all the marketing using, because I knew it would build, or it'd have more rapport and resonate with that audience.
Right.
Way better.
Yep.
All right. Any other stuff?
Yep. We got a few. We'll go through here real quick when we get into our segments.
Let's do it.
In the insurance world, using your system, which is better to market, health or life insurance?
Oh, either. And I did both, and I've got training on how to do both. I've got step-by-step scripts that will just, that will convert. And it's in the step 7s, and then in the elite, I've got even some deeper stuff there. But yeah, either one. There's a strategy I go into in our training where I don't tie them. There's the anti-tying law that if you're an insurance agent, you can't legally tie them, but you can bundle them in your marketing and in your presentation. And of course, if the client asks for it to be broke apart, you legally have to. But there's a way I would enter in, offering one and it bundled with the other and offer a huge value that was unique because no one else had a plan like that. And the reason they didn't is because it was a plan that I put together using 2 or 3 different policies.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh, headache unit popped off. How much would an individual typically sell for your insurance leads? Do you sell specifically just insurance leads? I think you just show how to.
No, we sell the system and the data to generate the leads. We don't sell leads. We sell the marketing system to generate the leads. But we do have data over in our store, and we wholesale data. 1,000 lead lists for $29.97, which if you've priced it out with USA Data, Melissa Data, InfoFree, any of these companies that sell sales data, you'll find that our data is cheaper than anybody, and it's filtered, scrubbed, opted in. And I just did a live stream about a week ago, last Tuesday, I think, on which data should I use. Check that out in our YouTube channel, and it goes into a great training there as well.
Let's see here. Gonna go through the last few real quick here. Somebody asked what a booster lead is. I'm assuming that came in before the.
Yeah, booster lead is basically our members can use our system to generate leads to resell our system, or they can buy a booster lead where we sell them 25 leads for $89.
Yep.
Just so you know, using the strategies and just so you know, using a strategy I'm going to show our members Wednesday night that they don't even know about. They could literally spend $5 and have 100 qualified leads that are very targeted.
Which those leads as well are coming through like our business. So if you're outside the business, it's probably we're not selling outside that. That's about $3.50 a lead. Something like that.
Still affordable.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
I mean, what business can you join? I know there's out there, but my experience when I got into insurance, when I got into selling cookware, everything I've ever sold, it was all about the product, and they never adequately showed me how to get in front of people who want to buy it.
Yeah.
And we flip the script. I tell people, it don't matter if you're selling a bag of sand. The product doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's the process of getting in front of people that's where you're going to bring your profits, and that's what we teach them how to do. And it just so happens we got a great product on top of that.
All right, last question. We'll go ahead and get to our segments. You need licensing in each individual state to sell insurance, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have to have an out-of-state license if you're going to market outside of your home state. Guys, when we get back, I want to show you how you can build a career that is full of meaning, that you don't have to just be working for the man, but you can be the man. This is going to be a little philosophical, a little motivational, hopefully, for you when we get back from this. And then we're going to announce a winner. If you have not shared this podcast yet, make sure you share this podcast either on LinkedIn, on YouTube, well, not on YouTube, but on Facebook, on Twitter, any of those, sharing it with a hashtag TW3Podcast, TW3 Podcast,
TW3 Podcast 389.
386.
Correct. We were talking about the booster leads. I was thinking 89.
Hashtag TW3 Podcast 386. We're a little woozy. I tell you, Lindsay, get back. We don't know what we're doing without you. We'll be back right after this. So there's 2 things that I use on a daily basis to make more money, make more sales. Because I have learned over 20 some odd years of being an entrepreneur is most people do not make a significant purchase the first time they hear about it, or even the second time. As a matter of fact, it normally takes 6 touches, 6 encounters with a client before they will ever decide to pull the trigger on anything. How do you scale a business if you can't automate that process? One of the things and tools that I use is Aweber, which is an automatic email marketing system. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial by going to terrywilson3.com/Aweber. That's terrywilson3.com/AWEBER, Aweber, and try their services out. I think you're going to really like it. And if you decide to keep it after 30 days, they'll give you a discount for using that code. Go to terrywilson3.com/Aweber right now and put your marketing and your sales process on autopilot. Let me ask you a serious question. Do you know what your unique value is? That thing that sets you apart from everyone else in your business. You know where to go and how to find it. If you said no, I want to encourage you. Get my new book, You Are Worth More. You can go over to youareworthmorebook.com, and it goes into what your unique value is, where and what it is, the imperative for you to win and acquire more out of life, how to increase your income by using these unique values that you have, a way to scale and increase your impact both personally and professionally, how others are succeeding in spite of perceived limitations, how to tap into your creative genius, actionable steps to earn unlimited income, and ways to leverage tools to increase your productivity. That's all the things you're going to learn in a very informative, inspiring, and illustrative way if you go over to youareworthmorebook.com, youareworthmorebook.com. Hear me now or feel me later, as I like to say. You are worth more. In the moment, the very moment you start believing it and receiving it, you'll start acting upon it, and you will start having it.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
You speak first, right? That's the whole.
I think I was going to start singing.
No, let's not do that. Yeah. Skip that part.
You don't like old Cottonmouth? Man, I love old Cottonmouth.
No, I'm good.
Guys, what we're talking about tonight is building a career full of meaning. You guys will appreciate this. I met a 16-year-old this weekend, and he bought the book, bought the You Are Worth More book, and he says, I want to be a salesperson. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be someone that has control over my career. And I said, how old are you? He said 16. And so I asked him, I said, why do you not, at your age right now, why don't you go work at McDonald's or go work at somewhere else? And he goes, I'm not looking for a paycheck. I'm looking for an opportunity. And immediately I started crying. And I said, it's fun to watch and meet millionaires. He says, what? I said, with that, you don't find that mindset.
Yeah, that's true for sure.
You don't find that mindset in anybody.
Except for me sometimes.
Well, except for you.
I'm not working at, somewhere like Chick-fil-A where you're making what?
I'm not throwing shade. I think you should do what you got to do. But his whole point was, I don't have any bills yet. I don't owe anybody. I'm living at home. While I've got the opportunity, I want to develop a marketing and sales skill set. And he was looking for ways that he could start selling and what he could do and all that. It was just wonderful. And so if he's on the night, Max, I want to give you a shout out. It was wonderful to meet you and talk to you. And I hope we can have a lot of more fruitful conversations in the coming days. So that was just, you made my day. I just wanted to say that. You made my day.
Well, I got kids to feed, so I have to work at Chick-fil-A for now. So I'm not looking for an opportunity. I'm looking for a paycheck currently.
For polar opposite.
I'm like on the other side of that. Yeah, I hear you. So anyway, I want to give you 7 things that you could do right now to put more meaning in your career if you're out there. Because I think, if you're going to spend time, if you're going to spend money, if you're going to spend energy on anything, your first priority to me should be in your career. Why? Because that's where you're going to spend the majority of your life. 40, 60 hours a week is going to be done on your job, what you do for a living. What you're going to do for 30, 40 years, 50 years is going to be what you do for a living. So I'm amazed sometimes at how people, it's just a passing idea and thought about, you know, they're planning for what they want to do with their lives professionally. And, you know, so you got to put some time and energy into it. And so I want to give you 7 things that you can do to build a career around meaning. And number 1, and first and foremost, because it goes to the old adage, you aim for nothing, you're sure to hit it. Identify what your goals are. What do you want out of your career, Reagan? What do you want out of your career?
Oof, that's a loaded question.
What do you want out of a job? What do you want out of a career? What do you want out of what you do for a living and make money?
Long term, I want something that pays well and something that I enjoy.
Financially rewarding, and it brings enjoyment. So
Correct.
the smart question would have to be at this point, well, what do you enjoy?
Oof.
So you got to dig deep.
Video games. I like video games.
I like mom jeans. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I like listening to punk rock music. I don't know how I can make money from that, but
I'm about to mute your microphone.
No,
I'm messing with you.
I would say like career wise, something that I've always enjoyed and could eventually turn into a career is I enjoy like dissecting things that I know a little bit about, and I like writing about them.
Analyzing.
Yeah.
And writing about and
I don't always know
when
what
you say writing about it, what do you mean writing
so
about it?
I like to be able to give an opinion about something that I've studied and can sort of give not an argument, but just an informed.
You're a teacher. You're wanting to teach on it.
Yeah. And if not that, because I've had people say that, oh, you would enjoy teaching. And I was like, that's one box. But there's not a lot of good money in teaching, to be honest.
Well, this is what I was telling this gentleman, that sales is nothing more than teaching.
Yeah, that's true.
All I've done is taken business practices, broke it apart, analyzed it, and now I'm speaking and giving my opinion on it. Yeah, you're right. There's no money.
He broke the system. He cheated the system.
There's no money in it.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, but it's smart. So you're thinking now, and you're thinking on a level that's going to help you isolate what you want to do.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like that's, you know, the older I get, at least I feel like you start looking at more career opportunities, especially right now as I'm choosing schools and where I want to go after I get my, you know, base 2-year degree. And so you're just kind of finding things like it doesn't always have to be college, but just fields that you could go down and really enjoy. Because the other thing I've been like contemplating about is also like learning about people and sort of psychology, like learning about them. And so just in the Chick-fil-A business alone, we have an HR department that they interview people. They sort of go, oh, you know, what kind of personality you have. They talk to them and see like, would this be a good fit? Where would they fit? And things like that. I'm like, that if you could pay me to do something like that, one, there's good money in it, and that would be something I would thoroughly enjoy.
What you have just described is leadership skill sets that is going to put you in management, in different businesses and high levels, because when you can understand where people are coming from and the way they process information, you then know how to communicate to them on a level that they understand.
Yeah.
And that's why we at TW3, we brought the MBTI.
Yeah.
Because what is that? That's psychoanalysis of how people think, how they process, how they perceive, how they spit it back out in the universe, and all those. And when you have those tools to be able to understand that, you're going to be able to then more effectively communicate back to them what motivates them. And we've got a training in our back office for members. If you just joined us in the last couple of weeks, there's a training back there called Speak to Motives. If you want to be able to sell more, convert more, close more, then you've got to understand what motivates people. You know, last week we talked about making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because why? People are motivated by money, but not everybody.
Yeah.
Some people is like, I don't care what it pays. If it doesn't have meaning, if it doesn't have purpose, if it doesn't bring fulfillment, who cares?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're talking about today, how you can wrap a career around you rather than you trying to wrap yourself and become this thing.
Yep.
So it satisfies this career path. So the first step in having a career that's going to be fulfilling, that you're going to enjoy, that you're going to last, that you're not going to burn out, is start asking your questions, what motivates me, and start setting goals for that.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, build a professional presence. Either if you're offline, resume. If you're online, your blog. I tell people all the time, the reason we gave you a blog is so that you're selling yourself. Just like if you were looking for a job right now, you would want a really nice presentation, a resume of what you do, your experiences, how well you do, because at the end of the day, that's your body of work. That's the first thing that people are going to see. And that's what a blog represents to all of our entrepreneurs out there that we work with. You've got to have, that's your calling card. You know, there's an old adage, dress for success. You know, the suit makes the man.
Yeah.
You know, some of that's true in the fact that people's perception of you is going to be based on what you look like online.
Yep.
You know, and I spend a lot of time, not that I've got the greatest blog or website. I mean, there's tons out there that look better than mine, but I do mine myself mostly. And sometimes it looks like it. Misspelling bee can tell you it should be spell checked a lot better.
Knowledge is misspelled.
Knowledge is misspelled. What was the one I did at the conference?
I'm trying to remember. I thought it was not knowledge. It was like
it was something like,
yeah, it was something. It was literally a word that describes like not knowing things, which was just
only your dad.
Rich in irony.
It was rich in irony. But, you know, have that online presence and spend time talking about what you like talking about. And here's the other thing, especially if you're a TW3 member, but even if you're not, spend more
intelligent.
Intelligent.
Lori just said that. But she spelled it.
I misspelled intelligence. That's right.
You put intelligent.
That's right. That's right. You know, only here, folks. If I can make it. What are you doing?
I didn't do this.
Intelligence.
Did you do that?
Did you do spell check?
I don't even. What just happened?
I love the
Mark Zuckerberg is listening. Everybody, shut up.
Quick,
Lizard Man's gonna get us.
Lizard Man's gonna get us. Number 3, and this is why our MBTI. And if you've never gone through the Myers-Briggs training instrument, you really ought to. There's a training that you can Google on the front of my website. Go up and type in self-awareness, anything like that. But number 3, become aware of your strengths, because I go through a whole training of the top earners, top performers, people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, the guy, what's Ford's first name? Henry Ford, all these people, movers and shakers. Some of them not very intelligent. Henry Ford was known to be, I mean, he was just like 5 IQ points away from being, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm saying? But he knew what he knew.
Right.
And he knew how to, and so knowing your strengths and knowing how to leverage them. And that's what that Myers-Briggs does that we offer. It's well worth the time. You've got to know that, because then if I know my strengths, then I'm not going to be taking on tasks. I'm not going to be taking on clients. I'm not going to be doing other projects. That's constantly got me in an area where I'm just ticked off because I'm not good and it doesn't work for me. Number 4, assume full responsibility for your life.
It's a good start. That's at number 4. You might want to put that one at number 1, but yeah.
You're going to have to keep me from, what's the word?
Ranting.
Thank you.
There you go.
Venting. Venting's probably actually more accurate.
Venting. But I saw a meme today on Facebook. I tell you, social media has become a cesspool for mental midgets or something. I mean, it's like, why would you say that?
I've started asking myself the question every time I get on Facebook, and this is going to sound like sort of snarky, but every time I log in, I sort of have this question like, what is this doing for me? What am I getting from this? And I always end up doing the same thing. I pull up ESPN, see my favorite athlete have an awesome highlight, and I know as soon as I click the comments, I'm just gonna get a bunch of dad bods telling why they think this person's an idiot, or why they're not the greatest basketball player, which they arguably are. And I'm just angered, and I don't know why. Like, I know I'm like, this isn't good for me. Why am I wasting my time on this?
As much as Max encouraged me about the future, because here's a 16-year-old that wants to make a dent in the universe, that isn't expecting anybody to hand him anything. He's not looking for a paycheck. He's looking for an opportunity. I mean, I wanted to get a Hammond B3 and get behind him, and I want to do that. I want to do the whole TD Jakes thing. Touch 3 people and tell them, but as much, I read some of these posts and the comments and the mindsets, and it's like, guys, I live under the same tax code. I live in the same economy. I've got the same tools, the same rules, the same everything as anyone else.
With about 3 degrees less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So get out there and make something of yourself.
Yep.
And blaming everybody for everything, that's just not, it's just whatever. Number 5, always raise your standards. And what I mean by that is never settle that, I'll give you a little, what did I want to be when I grew up? And what?
A lawyer.
Yeah. And why am I not a lawyer?
Because you didn't go to school.
And why did I drop out?
Because you're lazy.
Besides that.
I thought that was the answer. You're going to have to tell me.
No, I just said, well, I'm just not smart enough.
No.
I'll never be, and I just taught myself out of it. And then I met one of my good friends that I won't mention his name. And
you went, wait a minute.
They'll hand these things to anybody. Why didn't I stay?
I was in a wedding recently with a lawyer and had the same thought. I was like, I'm going to be honest. I could be a lawyer.
Apparently the bar exam can't be that hard. But the point is, raise your standards for your life. Always reach for more than what you think you can, because I'm telling you, you'll always tell yourself that you can't when you really can do more than what you really think you could. You really can. And number 6, brand yourself. Brand yourself.
Oh, we had a question. What does the 3 in TW3 stand for?
I'm the 3rd.
There you go. I figured if there's going to be a time to segue that.
Oh, did someone ask that?
Yeah, that was
yeah, that's a common question. Yeah, I'm John T. Wilson III.
So why'd you name your business after yourself and not financialsomething.com or?
Because a couple reasons. I'll give the short answer, and the long answer is for members that can go back and watch, because I don't want to get into all that. But the short answer is, the richest man in the world, Solomon, said that
I was about to say Steve Bezos or whatever.
Was it Steve Bezos?
Jeff Bezos.
No,
Jeff Bezos,
Solomon says a good name is worth more than silver and gold. And, I find that in today's world, especially online, people can hide behind an avatar and say, I didn't know it was a website. They can say whatever they want to say, but they won't.
Software.
It was no software. It just, they say whatever. Inside joke. But I wanted people to know I stand behind what I say. I wouldn't put my own name on it. I mean, if I'm a scam, if I'm someone that's not that vehemently is seeking and speaking the truth, then I sure not going to put my own personal name and face on it and have it connected to all my personal websites and social media stuff.
Yep.
So people can say what they want. They can, it's a legitimate argument. I don't like Terry. Well, I probably would argue with you on that.
That's fair.
That's fair. There's a lot of things not to like. But they're not ever going to say that I told them one thing and did another. You just can't say that. And so that's why I put, it's not because of what one person said. He's just an egomaniac. Names everything. No, I'm putting my name on it. This is what it is. I stand behind it. And that's that. So number 6, brand yourself. I believe in that, obviously. And number 7, and finally, network a lot. If these are the 7 things I would tell you if you want to, and why not say network? Because some of you entrepreneurs that you're working from home in your TW3, you're in your closet, you're by yourself, you're working from home. And so sometimes that can be a lonely place. Sometimes you're isolated. That's why this network that we have and coming out on Wednesday nights is so powerful. That's why coming to the conference and meeting other people just like you and seeing how they do it, it's so powerful. You're going to enjoy your business. You're going to enjoy your career. You're going to enjoy all kinds of things, River.
That's true. I agree with you there.
When you do 100%. These 7 things. Number 1, identify your goals. Number 2, build a professional resume. And presence and about you. Number 3, and blog. Number 3, become aware of your strengths and be okay with it, even your weaknesses. Number 4, assume full responsibility for your life. Quit blaming other people and quit giving yourself excuses. And I know that's a little tough love, but it is what it is. Always raise your standards. Always believe in more than what you think you could. Number 5. Number 6, brand yourself. Stand behind your name, stand behind your brand, your business, whatever. And number 7, network, get around other people that are just like you. When we get back from the break, we're going to give, I don't have a book here. Ding! Hit my head.
Heard.
Well, we got a book over there. But
They do exist.
They do exist. I'll sign it. I'll send it out. We're going to give someone a free book. No, Wednesday nights are private for members only, unfortunately. But when we get back, we're going to give a book away to someone right after this.
So I want to talk to you about Ring Central. I've been using Ring Central now for 8 years. Started using them when I was in the insurance business exclusively, and then when I started building my agency, I started putting agents within my Ring Central to create what's affectionately referred to as our call center, and that's how it all started, to be honest with you, with Ring Central. So when I tell you to use Ring Central, it's not because I'm getting paid, even though I am, but I started as a user first, and then I really fell in love with the product. So let me just tell you, with Ring Central, there's so many different things that you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to set up a call center of your own. You're going to be able to set up conferences if you've got team meetings that you want to do and do conference calls, voicemail, fax, everything you need, Ring Central can handle, and it's all cloud-based. So if you've got a smartphone, you got a laptop, you got an iPad or a desktop, whatever you use, it's all cloud-based. It's wonderful. It's very intuitive. And let me tell you something else. For you guys out there that don't like technology, they're a little bit tech-tarded like I am, their customer support is bar none the best. Got a question? Call them. They'll walk you through it step by step. So the support is top notch, top shelf. And here's the thing. If you go to terrywilson3.com/Ring Central, you can try them out for 30 days free trial. 30-day free trial. And then if you keep it, they'll give you a 33% discount just for using terrywilson3.com/Ring Central. Use it. I promise you, you will be glad you did.
I don't know how I get away with it, River. I just do.
I was saying,
I just
Every time I put on one flap of my headphone, he says something to me. And I'll take it off, and then he doesn't say anything. I put it back on, and he said, "Anywho, yeah, you had to be there. You had to be there for the joke. It's a geographical."
River. It's a geographical joke.
I love inside jokes. I hope
It
to
was
be
a
part of one
geographical
someday.
joke. You had to be there to get it.
Right.
Well, Riblet,
Yes. Well,
who won the book, man?
all right. Well,
Well,
the wiener.
hey, wait a minute. Give him your full-blown
No,
Southern
I'm
hillbilly.
gonna cut him off if he does it.
He can't do anything.
Marcy Redmond.
Oh, come on, Raymond.
Nope, I already did it. Your mic's muted. What are you doing?
Marcy Redmond, you won a book. Awesome.
I ain't gonna say it, but karma is karma somebody. Only for that.
Marcy, congratulations for winning the book.
Congrats. Sorry we ruined it with bad humor, but
Bad humor. We're going to send you out a signed copy. And if for whatever reason, if you already got a book, I didn't think of that, let us know, and we'll actually send you another gift out. Because
Right.
I want to make sure it's of value to you. And if you've
then
already...
you have 2 books.
Then you have to- no. We don't want to do that. We'll send something else out. So, Marcy, let us know if you've already got a book. But just go to terrywilson3.com/contact.
Yep.
Give us your mailing address, and we'll send that book out tomorrow. And again, if you've already got a book, we'll send something out. Maybe we'll send some leads or something else. So,
Yep.
what do you guys think about the podcast without Lindsay?
It's definitely not as fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Plus, I have to sit beside River, which is just unfortunate for
Yeah.
me specifically.
Lindsay, you're missed tonight, but get well soon. And yeah, we need someone in here. Squirrel.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, Lindsay, I bought something before the show that I thought you'd really enjoy, and you didn't even get to enjoy it with us. So.
You brought some podcast primer, and she wasn't here. So it is what it is. Well, guys, thanks for being on the show tonight. Members, you've got to be on the podcast Wednesday night. You're going to want to be there. It is a private training. Someone's asked. It is only for members only. Don't share it. If you do share, we block your account. So don't do that. So we
It's
don't.
harsh, but that's the only way
harsh.
around it.
It's the only way around it. But just don't do that. But it is a private training on Wednesday nights for members only. You have to be a trainer, sales rep and trainer or above, and then we've got elite training thereafter. And I've got some real good stuff to share to our elite members. So I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's show and podcast. And remember,
It's all right.
You've done better. But anyway, guys, honestly, if you want to know what the earning opportunity is here at TW3, if you're motivated by money, go back and listen to last week's podcast. We showed how one member's made $143,000 in their first 10 months of this business. I shared how I made a few dollars myself in 1 month. So it was really, really good. And we got people in there like Thomas the King. He's on tonight. He can talk to you about it. Tom from Chi-Town can talk to you about making money with TW3. He got in and he started out not selling TW3, just using it, generating leads for his own business and his own testimony. Go back and listen to that podcast. He said, hey, I was generating more leads than I needed in this business. So I switched over and started selling your business as well. And Miss Spelling Bee, Lori Brown's in the house. She's always knocking it down as well.
You've done 386 of these.
386 podcasts. The first one started out with me with a card table and in that little walk-in closet in the house over on Lake Bowen.
52 divided by, wait, that's not right. Divided by 52. There we go. That's still, I can't do math. That's a lot. How many?
Well, you can't do it that way because even this year, there were several weeks, about half the year, I did 2 podcasts a week.
Oh, okay.
We always do at least one on Monday.
Because I'm looking at it and it says 7.42.
Well, I've been podcasting almost for 8.5 years.
That's a long time.
Which, in the early years, I didn't podcast maybe once every 2 weeks.
I think for the 400th, we should blow something up.
Yep. I volunteer Reagan as the object we blow up.
I'm trying my best.
I'm just gonna get.
I'm trying my best to time it. That around the 400 area is the night that we'll have Greenbacks, Spelling Bee, Captain Quackenbush, and Miller Time all in because they're coming. We got
Bam
4.
Bam, have Bam,
and we're gonna get Bam Bam. I told Bam Bam we'll make something happen, but we'll get them all in, and because the night before the conference starts, we're gonna have them in.
That'd be cool.
And just have a big time.
It'd be cool to have that. And then our first conference where, remember, in the lobby, we all kind of came out and everybody was meeting each other right before the podcast, too.
Yeah. Is Captain Quackenbush on tonight? I didn't even see him. Is he on tonight?
Not sure.
I did not see him.
Well, I hope he's doing okay.
I think he is on. I thought I saw one comment from him.
I thought he was on. Okay.
Either way.
Well, guys, I hope it was a great training for you tonight. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope you got a lot of content out of it. Honestly, I want everybody to experience what we experience, and that is being able to have your best life, enjoying life, having a business that's wrapped around you rather than you having to try to wrap yourself around a business. You can do it. You can do exceeding abundantly above anything you ever thought, dreamed, or imagined if you'll just let the power that's inside of you start to work. Talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this a celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh, my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,